let's just get this out the fucking way. Cause I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance to do this later in the day. But first things first, Man United won 3 games in a row. Since I don't remember when, but we fucking done it. I can't. I don't know if I can properly articulate the feeling that I have of winning 3 on the bounce, beating Liverpool, who we haven't beat for 9 years at Anfield, beating Brighton, who fucking won at Old Trafford for like 3 or 4 years in a row, some shit like that. Danny Welbeck, that free kick was spectacular, though it wasn't taken where the foul happened, so, you know, do what you want with that information. We were robbed the penalty, but fucking hell, man. 3 games in a row. It feels good to finally feel like momentum, you know? And this just shows that, like, yeah, what can I say? Like, we had a fairly poor start to the season, but right now it's like you should be fit enough to last for 90 minutes right now, bro. It's insane. Like the games are coming in thick and fast, as they say. And yeah, you just have to get ready, whether you're currently a substitute, a starter, or a reserve. That doesn't matter. That literally could change in a matter of minutes. Not that I'm wishing injury on anyone, but like AFCON's coming up in a month or so. So that means Belmo's gone, Ahmad's gone, Masraoui gone. You know, those are positions that are opening up for somebody to potentially step up and make something happen. Not that I want these guys replaced, but yeah, there's gonna be gaps in the squad. Step up and fill those gaps. The opportunities are literally going to come. The question is, are you ready to take them? With that, let's switch into trading. Uh, let's look at the economic calendar. Last week we actually had CPI, but this is actually fucking crazy if you ask me. The government has been shut down since somewhere in October. I think it's the first week of October. But till now, the markets are still moving. Yeah? Like, I don't know. Say what you want or think what you want about that. Yeah, so probably should not trade JPY. I might start streaming midweek, but probably not because schedules are overlapping and shit like that. And also, I noticed that JPY barely does any movement in the London session, which is usually when I do my streams. So it's like, am I gonna stream just for the sake of streaming, or am I actually gonna try and stream in a moment where the market is likely to provide me with the best opportunities? Because the Asian movements are crazy, but dude, I have what 6 cents left in the account. It would be kind of suicidal / reckless for me to jump into one of those Asian moves. But if I do get it right, then it gives me breathing room. So I'll have to decide on that. Though movement in New York session's pretty decent for JP225. I haven't decided yet. We'll get to that. Notice how this month hasn't had an NFP. Like, they just kept on moving it forward and moving it forward until, yeah, we just didn't have an NFP in October. But, yeah, also, one thing to notice, like, pay attention to is daylight savings shift, which is happening in Europe this week and then in the US next week, which means the markets are gonna start moving differently. particularly on the lower time frames, it's going to be more noticeable, like specific the minute charts, the hourly charts kind of, but the minute charts especially, you're going to notice that price action's moving a little weird. Or maybe not, maybe it's just the way I see these things, but whatever. Okay, now my computer's stuck. Let me sip my coffee. Oh, it's just saying that I should not have had that night light thing on, but it's the nighttime and I need that thing on. So those are my botched attempts at trading Euro USD last week. This looked like a decent sell in London, slightly beyond. Like this, I added on Friday, so it wasn't there when I was trying to take the trade, and that's another thing. Being able to see how the markets move versus managing positions are two different skills. Two very different skills. Anyway, let's start from the top. Will I put out a PDF and course and whatever it is? I might. I actually might. I was working on it earlier today, so I want to say stay tuned for that. But there's a very good chance I'm not gonna put it out until maybe after I'm done with this 100 days of trade, because I'm quite honestly tired of doing 100 days of trade, and it would probably be much nicer to be a standalone thing. But we'll see. We'll see. If I manage to get it done, I'll put it out. Like I'll put it out as soon as I'm done. Yeah, this will be version 1. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so monthly chart, there's nothing new except we look like we're going to be closing below this low. This isn't a confirmed order block. Why? Because we did not close above this level. Like, yeah, we traded above it into buy side liquidity, but we did not close above this candle. So this doesn't count as an order block. If that's the case, then this month would be creating a swing high that took out a swing high, and we do expect lower prices. Well, I'm expecting lower prices. This boy's been consolidating for a minute. Since July, roughly. It's been a consolidation after a very energetic start to the year. Probably take this off. Because this is the price action that we're focused on right now. Yeah, there's nothing else. This is a high, this is a high, this is a high, it's all the way here. To the left, is there any PDOAs? Technically, this kind of is an order block. What happens if I extend it out of time? I probably have drawn this before, but I don't remember why I haven't left it marked on the charts. Because as you can see, it's a pretty decent level to have. Regardless, range between order blocks. See, the difference between these two is this has had an insane drop and closed below. This had just a slight close below above. By the way, like this is me getting better at reading price action. Like if you're annoyed or like amused at why this guy is talking so much and not actually doing any trading, it's because I've decided that I wanted to get better at reading price action or technical analysis this year. Only to realize that technical analysis isn't my main problem. My main problem with trading is impulsivity. Feeling like, not feeling, but this is one thing that they don't tell you is a side effect of sitting at charts for too long is at some point your subconscious becomes able to see what patterns are happening or are going to happen. And then because you feel like you can see it, you want to execute on it, and sometimes that doesn't lead to the best results because you're executing before this thing has actually set up and created conditions for you to execute. Results into losses. And then when that does happen, it triggers anger or rage, rather, because I'm like, the fuck do you mean I'm wrong? I can literally see this thing playing out. And yeah, at that point, risk management must come into play because otherwise you're gonna blow the account. Like if you keep on increasing lot size or sometimes even stay at the same lot size, you may blow the account before you can actually regain enough composure to get yourself out of that trading, out of that position where you're trading blindly or emotionally or whatever you want to call it. That wasn't supposed to happen. To be honest, in this situation, I don't really know which candle I'm supposed to use. I'm just going to use the most recent one. Like, it would be cool to be like, okay, I'm going to use this candle because X, Y, Z. But to be honest, I'm just going to pick this one because it's more recent. Because even if I do this, then we're still above the midpoint. But I don't know, it doesn't feel right. Recording this at midnight, 20 past midnight. Got equal lows over here. So my bet is gonna see lower prices. Because we ran above buy side in this range. Ran above buy side. We traced to the equilibrium. We closed below the equilibrium. And then it looks like we're pulling back into there. Pulled back into there, not even are pulling back. Pulled back into there. And then looking for further expansion to the downside. In other words, we take a Fibonacci on this thing and expand to the next candle swing point. Just shy. I listened to Celebrity Overnight or Overnight Celebrity earlier, and now it's just replaying itself in my head. Just that you told him, man, make a celebrity overnight. OTE entry, expansion into Southside liquidity. Why am I moving this Fibonacci lower each time? Because this is the price range, and then we had a retracement. So now I'm gonna start from this retracement, looking for the next price swing, which technically is here. And then you see this, pull back into OTE, and expand lower. So then this becomes the high or low. Yeah. 8579, so 85 is higher. And then where's the next swing? After here. Traced into OTE. So where do we expect it to go? Here, here, or down here. Well, this aligns with the weekly and the monthly PD array and the weekly PD array. I would be thinking that that's the direction we're gonna go. And I was listening to somebody tell me that I don't need to predict the next five candles. I only need to predict the next one candle. So since I'm not gonna be doing that on this chart, see if I could find that. Okay, there we go. See, this was my idea from back in that week when I was recording. Do you see why I'm bearish on this pair? Doesn't seem too bad, does it? Doesn't seem too bad. I put it like this. Send that into time. Yeah, that's my bias for EU over the week. Let's add this to Twitter. I actually uninstalled the app and actually logged out of my accounts and deleted the app on my phone. I did actually do that. So why? Because not gonna lie, low-key, I'm like, yeah, dude, this 100 days thing was pointless this time because I feel like I haven't provided the value which I think I should be providing. Regardless, hopefully we learned or are learning something from it. Let's look at the week. Close, but not right. I could take this to here. Buy side, definitely balance here, which is also for a value gap, which is also a break of structure, which is also flip this into becomes a breaker, is it? Yeah, it's a breaker because high, that, yeah, it's a breaker. Or is it? Because we just shut liquidity here. So, one of the two, breaker mitigation well, but kind of doesn't make the here right now. Yeah. I'm yawning because I am tired. Well, at least my body is tired, or my brain is tired. It needs to be. Is it gonna look exactly like this one? But I figure that we might take out the all-time high and then come back lower. I don't know if that's the feeling that having this female, who's essentially Shinzo Abe 2.0, in charge, is gonna make the stock market tank. I don't think so. Anyway, let's start it from a higher time frame perspective. See that of all-time highs, which kind of renders all this useless. And yes, I know that the current candle has not finished forming. However, I don't see a situation where price retraces all the way to down here. guess I could take this off, this, and this will stop being visible here. So here we go. Move all this stuff. Like, it might be helpful at a later point in time, but right now, just to make the charts clean, because apparently that's what people want to see. These are the PD rays. And yeah, this also hasn't finished forming, but like honestly, I don't see us moving from up there to down here by the end of this week. And then once you're right here to the daily chart, we're still here. Yeah, dude, like trading's boring, and me talking without making money is also boring. Explains why I have very little views, but yeah, man, let's just get used to talking in front of a camera. Well, talking with charts on the screen. Yeah, I've been at it a bit longer than I usually do today. And you know why? Because Man United fucking won, bro. Fuck you. And that's what at least next 8 years. This was my prediction for where the turning point would occur. It's gone much beyond that. So even if I took a position down here, I probably would have closed it. Like any positions I would have taken, I probably would have closed here. And otherwise, I honestly don't know why this thing is fine. Cause, yeah, what do you mean? This one could retrace all the way to entry. That would be crazy, though. That would be crazy if this current candle closed bearish. Or closed below this range. That would actually be insane, bro. Let's move this to up here. Fuck Netanyahu, actually, though. This was my trade idea, or my forecast analysis words. Now that we're here, best thing my brother told me, you're not getting that for free. 10,000 on the road. Back then I didn't think it was cheap. pull back into the range and then expansion higher or lower rather. Yeah, dude, at some point, like, fuck, even I get tired of talking. 5 minutes. And when I stop talking like this, I know it's a concentration lapse. And usually what would happen is I start making bad trade decisions. Who knows what will come up of my technical analysis decision. And one of the biggest things I'm so happy for was, even though it was not involved in any of this, just one of the goals. And it's like playing Super Smash Bros. But it's not. Anyway, before I continue rambling on things that I probably should not be rambling about, that's what I see for this week. Has this thing even been recording? WTF. What do you want me to do, my guy? My tools are not cooperating with me, so yeah.